What's up, guys? I'm recording this video a little bit later than I told you guys I would get it out to you by. It's 9:30 right now. I got caught up hanging out with a friend after school today. Something out of any group of people I think you guys should be able to understand. But I told you I would get it to you later today, so this is me doing that. I'm making amends. I'll send everyone who's waiting for one an email or something. But all right, so let's just do it then. So this is what you guys are kind of starting out with. This is what it's gonna look like when we're done. And we'd like to have the same 5 mates. That's at least what I'm asking of you guys. I'd like to see a fasten mate for this piece to the origin, a revolute mate for this piece, a slider mate with limits on this piece, and I'll show you guys how to do that. And don't worry about things sliding with it, that's just what's going to happen. A slider mate for this piece, and then a slider mate for this piece as well. And it's all connected, which is why it's all moving right now, and that's okay. I just want to see them interacting how they should be. So let's just do it real fast. It shouldn't take too long. So this is the part we want fastened to the origin. So we're going to start by selecting our fasten mate right up here. And then what I want to do is I want to see the bottom of this part. And I do things in a way that you might be like, oh, it's easier, I can select this part right here, and like, yeah, you're right, but I pick certain parts to like fasten for a reason, and I like to pick like a main component of something, like the center of something, to fasten to the origin. So in this case, I'm going to move my screen to view the bottom here and select this middle one. Moving your screen, you could either use your arrow keys or you could use a mouse by holding the right mouse button. That's what I'm doing. But if not, you could, like I said, use the arrow keys, or even use these arrows right up here, or even select the faces. I would recommend using these arrows, not selecting the faces. But anyway, so I selected the center middle of this part right here. Excuse me. And I'm gonna then view the top of the cube again and select the top of the origin with the blue line facing up, and that's gonna put this in a place that I like. It's center screen, it's all there. And then I'm just gonna fix my screen, put it back to a trimetric. Alright, so that is the only fasten mate I'm looking for. The next mate that I find easiest to do in this case is, since we have these circles right here visible, and we want to have this revolve around the same axis of those circles, I find it easiest to just go ahead and put the revolute mate in right now. So I'll select that. I'm going to select, in this case, if I zoom in, you'll see that the cylinder has 3 points: center, back, and front. I'm going to choose the front point right here. And then, as you'd expect, I'm going to rotate my camera so it's going in right here, right? So nothing needs to be flipped around. If I do it this way, it's going to put it in the right place. And they're sharing the same axis, so I could go ahead and hit the green check mark, X out this revolute that it defaults to, and just test it, and boom, that's where we want it to be, and it's doing what we're supposed to. Alright, so the next mates that we're going to be using are just slider mates. They're pretty easy to use. These are pretty similarly, you're just picking points in the center or something for something to slide along. So super similar to the revolute mate. So I'm going to choose the slider mate right up there. And I'm going to start with this big pin, and I'm going to do the same thing. You'll see that if I select this cylinder, it breaks up into 3 points. I'm going to select this one right here. If I didn't want to use the cylinder, if I zoom in, I could even use the center of this part, and you'll see that there's the axis right there. The blue line switch directions, but it doesn't matter, it's the right point. So I'm going to do it this way, just so we're all on the same path. So we're going to choose this one right here. And then I'm going to come here, and we're going to do the same thing with this circle, but we're going to choose the outside right here, because that's where we want it to sit at 0. And boom, it went ahead and put it in the right spot. Alright, and actually, I didn't mean to green check mark that. Let's open that up again. What we're going to do here is we're going to set limits for this, so it can only be pulled out so much and only be put in so much. And we're only going to do it for this part. I just want you guys to have the experience of doing it. So right here, if I hit limits, you're going to see it opens up this. So Z minimum, and the Z maximum. So if you see, the Z is blue in this case, and then we have this blue axis here that says Z. So that line going right to left with the Z at the end, that is showing us the positive direction of the Z axis. And if you remember, the Z axis is the only axis it's able to slide on. So we want to set values that make sense to where the 0 point is right there of the Z axis with the positive going right to left. So in this case, the minimum, since the negative direction would be opposite of that blue line, is going to be 0 to stop it there. And let's just set a max value of 10, just because I know 10 will work, okay? And if you did it correctly, hit that green check mark, you shouldn't be able to pull it out any more than that, and you shouldn't be able to push it in any more than that, and that's how we know we did it right. So I'm going to just push it in and leave it in for now. Next thing we want to do is we want to use a slider mate to put this lock collar onto the end of this big center pin. And we're going to do that with the slider mate again. I'm reorienting my screen so I could see this portion of it. And I'm doing the same thing, like there's that cylindrical cutout. I'm picking the close one in this case. And then from this view, I'm going to go ahead and hit, I guess you could either do this point or you could do this cylinder. It shouldn't matter, it should get you the same value. So let's just do this one since it's easy. It's going to put it right in the right place, and these holes are already lined up. If they weren't, you might need to do this or this, but in this case they're already lined up. So I could go ahead, green check mark that, and just to test that it works, I can move it, and it does work. I'm going to set a limit for this one. You don't have to, but I'm going to. So if I double click this, put limit here, same thing, it's just good practice. We don't want it to go more negative than where that Z is. So I'm going to put the minimum as 0 and just put the maximum at like 6, it doesn't really matter. So this way, look at that, it's doing exactly what I want to, it's stopping on that flange, it won't go any further. Alright, and then the last one, another slider mate, end of this cylinder, and then I'm going to choose this outer circle right here. Here's a cylindrical cutout, I'm going to choose right there. Finish it up, and that's all I'm looking for, guys. Not too bad. Let's get it in a view that you can see. Not too bad at all. It's doing what we're supposed to. This revolves. Let's get rid of this. This pin goes in and out, and don't worry about it gluing to itself. This pin goes in and out, and this collar will slip off, just like our finished assembly right here. I hope this was helpful. Please submit it as soon as you do it after watching this video. And if you don't remember how to do that, hit share, link sharing, turn on link sharing, and copy that to clipboard and then post it in the assignment location in the classroom. I hope you enjoyed, guys, and have a great night, alright? Peace.